Hey everybody. Today we have can Ime Udoka save Brooklyn? Now the Nets are expected to hire Ime. Word came out that he could potentially be on the road trip where we face Washington and Charlotte. And Udoka's a really good hire. Obviously he has the off the court issues, which when it comes to the Brooklyn Nets, we have a bunch of those. Might as well just bring more problems on because we already have enough. So bringing him in though is very good because just from a relationship standpoint, Udoka was on the staff 2020, 2021 when we had Harden and how good the offense was and the defense, even though it wasn't the best, we got timely stops and he was the catalyst of it. He was one of the defensive guys. Also, he was in Philadelphia with Ben Simmons, so we know that he has a relationship with him. Maybe he can get him rolling. And then obviously you have all the connections with the players that were here, and he's a part of the Spurs tree. So Patty Mills knows him, even though Patty was here last year. Sean Marks obviously knows him. Tiago Splitter, who's on the coaching staff, knows him. So it's just a seamless transition. So I believe that it's a great hire, and Ime can help in a myriad of ways. Um, he can make in-series adjustments on both offense and defense. We've seen that in the Heat series specifically. Um, you know, the Heat are an aggressive style defense. He was able to make adjustments by doing things like, making the guys on the weak side corner cut so they can't fill in the gaps. Um, Clearing out space on one end so it can give more space to your stars. He was able to do that with Jason Tatum running, high pick and roll on one side while clearing out another side so he can have space. Little things like that. And the Celtics didn't have a lot of movement in their offense, just like us, but they were efficient, and that was a part of their efficiency. Just little things that can help them create easy baskets. But where Ime really can help is defense. Defensively, I believe that he can revitalize a terrible unit. You know, the Nets dead last in defensive rating. They're dead last in defensive rebounds per game, dead last in defensive rebounding percentage. But not all hope is lost. We're only about 7, 8 games into the season. A very young season, so there's a lot of time to turn it around. And some good stats defensively is that we are number one in blocks. We average 8.4 a game compared to number two, which I believe averages about 7.3. So we're number one by a good amount. So we've shown the ability to protect the rim, and we're 12th best in opponents points in the paint. So we're able to be decent when it comes to defending the rim in terms of getting good contests. And we have building blocks. You have Royce O'Neal, you have Ben Simmons, of course. You have KD, who we know is a good defender. Yuta, who was such a good pickup by Sean Marks. Kudos to him. But I believe the guy that can really change this defense, similar to how the Celtics defense changed last year, is Nick Claxton. So last year, Robert Williams, basically he was, playing drop coverage a lot, guarding the center. What really changed the season for the Celtics is when Robert Williams started to guard the corners and the wings and started to roam as like almost like a free safety type. If you watch football, safeties they roam the field, looking for holes, looking for open guys, and that's what Robert Williams did. He was able to do that at a high level, and it helped defense because the guys knew that okay, you know, I know that if I play aggressive on this guy, that Robert Williams will be able to roam the paint and potentially get a contest. So that revolutionized their defense, and a guy that I believe can do that for us is Nick Claxton. I believe Claxton can be that guy. We know that he's a great switch big, especially coming into the league, and he's done a great job protecting the rim, especially this season. So I believe that They have a lot of similarities in their games. Robert Williams is obviously a better player right now at this point, but I believe Claxton with Udoka in the fold can get to that level. And the Celtics were a heavily switching team, but they also have the personnel for it. I believe the Nets do have the personnel, but it would be nice to get another guy to really fit the personnel. Because a team like the Celtics, Robert Williams was able to roam the paint, but they also had guys like Al Horford that can guard the perimeter and defend bigs, while Robert Williams can be that safety. The Nets don't really have a true big other than Claxton, so it's going to be hard to find that. And Dayron Sharp, he hasn't looked, really good to start the season. So how are you going to find that? Can Ben Simmons be the guy to initially guard bigs, and then Claxton can be that free safety guy that can protect the rim? Or do you get a guy like Yuta? Yuta's a skinny guy. I wouldn't want him to guard bigs. So it'd be interesting to see what they do. An interesting get would probably be Jay Crowder from Phoenix, who is, can guard bigger guys. We've seen him guard LeBron. We've seen him guard bigs on switches. We've seen him guard guards. So a very versatile defender can be like almost like a PJ Tucker type for us. And with the Celtics, they have multiple PJ Tucker types when it comes to, you see Al Horford that can guard crazy at his age, but he can guard 1 through 5. And then you have Grant Williams coming off the bench, who, a super strong defender, 6'6", but he can guard bigs as well. So I believe that's going to be one of the keys. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a move be done early in the season to potentially fill in those holes. But yeah, continuing on schematically, the Celtics, one of the best teams, scram switching, which is basically, it's an off-ball switch to mitigate a mismatch. So we've done it. We've done it sometimes, but the Celtics are just masters at doing that. So I believe that incorporating that more often in the net scheme can potentially help us give up less threes, because a lot of the defense is, the lapses in defense is like, oh, there's a mismatch, there's a rolling big, somebody has to, you know, drop from the corner, and then you hit the corner guy gets a wide open three, and then it's a rinse and repeat. So we got to do better at that. And another thing that Udoka can help is a 3 point defense, because 3 point defense currently, the Nets are at the bottom of the league in almost most defensive categories. We're second worst at defending the three at 41.2%. The Celtics last season were the best team at defending the three at 33.7%. So they were able to really get into the guys, like I was saying earlier, knowing that you have a guy like Robert Williams in the paint. It really helps those perimeter players, key in on those guys that can really shoot. And what they used to do with Robert Williams is put a guy that can't really shoot, or put Robert Williams on a guy that can't really shoot. So if he does help and that guy does get an open three, it won't hurt them so much. And it did help. It's analytics based play, and I believe that that's a huge reason why they were so good. But yeah, I believe Udoka can help that. And, bringing in these tactics can potentially help us from being a laughing stock defensively to potentially top 10. Going into the season, a lot of people thought we could potentially be top 10 defense. You bring in Royce O'Neal, a defensive guy that could guard bigger wings. You bring Ben Simmons, who was a defensive player of the year candidate the last time we seen him before the start of this season. KD, we know what he can do defensively. Yuta has looked good defensively. Claxton can defend the rim. So you have personnel. It's just applying that and being, fundamentally sound schematically. And, a lot of the problems that we have been effort based, communication based, and schematically based. So bringing in Ime can potentially help mitigate a lot of those issues. And I believe that bringing him in could potentially save the season. But, yeah, that's it for the video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and have a good day.